Hello and welcome back to RaceRoom. After completing my first ever endurance race last week, I've decided to stick with the GT3s for this week and start my racing at Road America. Qualifying went really well. I've stuck it 5th on the grid. It's one of my best ever qualifying performances and I'm really benefiting from having learned this track a few weeks ago in the IndyCar. The 4 drivers in front of me, they've set incredible times, so I don't think I'm going to keep up with them, but my 206.1, it certainly seems strong enough to be battling for a 5th place, so I'm really confident going into this one. Let's see how we go. Oh, I've completely tanked the start again. Oh, that's going to cost me positions left, right and centre. They're all coming by. Oh, and from having such a good grid position, I'm now going back into mid-pack already. So frustrating. There's not going to be room around the outside either. Just clip the grass. Down to 8th place. That might be 9th for the car looking up the inside. Oh, I was late on the brakes. I had no choice but to run around those guys or else I would have hit them. So I knew I was going to take an extra incident point there for that running wide. But now we're down to 9th. Been a disastrous start. Another BMW on the inside of me now as well. We're down to 10th. We've gone from 5th to 10th in the space of half a lap. From one of my best ever qualifying performances, it's turned into one of my worst ever starts. Awful. I'm certainly not that used to being so far forward on the grid, and I think I might just have panicked. Because my starts have improved in recent weeks. Several of you guys kind enough to comment on my videos gave me the tip of engaging first just before the lights go green. And that's really worked, but I think there I just hit the rev limiter and panicked a little bit because I eased off the gas, so it was my own stupid mistake. Or as we get a little bit close to mastering the Porsche, I think he lost a bit of grip, got a bit out of shape, and yeah, we were very close to contact there. It has pulled us back closer to him. I'm going to have a look up the inside, but I've certainly not got the power to get alongside him, so that's not happening. But I'll stay there and defend from the cars behind. Don't want to lose any more positions. Right, I can hardly bear to watch it for a second time, but let's go back and see a replay of the start. And then we can get an idea of just how badly I messed up. But yeah, look at that. I got the jump, but because I'd just taken my foot off the gas, thinking that I was revving it too high, cost me big time, that did. And yeah, 3 or 4 cars straight past me as we go into T1. And then a few corners later, just coming up into this sharp left-hander, I had no choice but to run out wide there. I'd left it a bit too late on the brakes, didn't want to cause any contact. Oh, and 2 cars behind me, not so lucky. Let's go back and see what caused that, and it looks like a very late lunge up the inside that caused that one. Talk about me braking late, this was braking very late, and he certainly had nowhere to go. Oh, looks like the BMW ran a bit wide. That's going to group us back closer together. Oh, Master runs a bit wide as well on the exit there. Is that going to give me a sniff? Probably not around here, but we can get right close in behind him. Get around this tricky left-hander. It's so easy to outbrake yourself there. Oh, Master drifts a little bit wide. Have we got room? Have we got space to get up the inside? We've made it stick. Resist the temptation to get on the gas too early because it can run you wide. Master's going to come back and have another bite. It's looking lively behind. They're almost 3 wide behind me. Oh, and Master's looking up the inside. He's clipped me. Oh, and he's crashed out. And he might have taken other cars with him. Oh, I hope I didn't cause that. I thought I was defending my line. Yeah, on board with Master. He has a look up the inside. I'm on the racing line. And he only just got the slightest sniff. And it was the slightest contact. I think I was just about far enough ahead to have the right to that racing line. As we look at the replay of the pass up the inside of Master, that's what started this thing off. As you can see, Master's looking to fire back quickly, but he's got company. And those 3 cars behind me, they're all over each other as we head up to this tight right-hander. Flat out coming down here, and we're going to see Master make the move up the inside. And yeah, actually from that angle, it looks like he had more contact from behind. And that's probably what spins him out, so that makes me feel a little bit better. I'd love to hear what you guys think. Could I have done anything differently there? Or was it just a racing incident? Feel free to leave a comment, let me know. But back to the race. The first real chance I've had to have a breather in this race. 1.5 seconds to Bergman in front. And a little gap to the car behind. But these 3 are pretty tight in front of me, and there's a yellow out as well, so that could group us back together. Where's the yellow flag incident? I can't see anything yet. Oh, and there's a ghost on the infield there. That looked like the Class A car. There's only one of them in this race, and it looks like he might have binned it, but that has brought Bobert right back into play. He's going to have a look up the inside here. Left it way too late to defend that one as one of the other cars goes a bit wide. So from saying I had a little bit of space, suddenly this 4 cars group right back in together again, so things are going to get tight. Look at the BMW in front, weaving all over the place, trying to find a line. And he gets nudged a bit wide, he's lost a position. I've got the better drive. Is there room for me up the inside here? I'm going to try it. Need to be hard on the brakes. I don't want to drift into his line. He's given me a bit of space. He's not surrendering the position though. He's still alongside me. This is going to be tough into this turn. And he has yielded the position, so we've pulled 1 place back. Lost 9th place to Bobert, but we've taken it back off Bergman. And yeah, pleased with that move. We pulled it off relatively cleanly. Oh look, there's the Class A car behind. He's obviously recovered himself and is back up to speed. Certainly no problems letting him through. Don't want to run up the rear of him. That would be a disaster. But yeah, they've got so much more pace than the GT3 cars. They're lapping about 4 seconds a lap quicker, so no problem about letting him go by without any issues. And let's go back and look at the replay of his accident. He's obviously well out on his own. He's got no Class A rivals. And yeah, it must have been his mistake. And oh, a really strange one. Blimey, if the car's that hard to control, I think it's best that I steer clear of it. I'd spend most of my time on the grass. And then this is the move on Bergman, who was weaving around trying to find his line. It cost him a bit of speed, a bit of momentum, and I managed to get the drive to get alongside him and have that inside line. And yeah, we made it stick quite neatly. Good pass that, happy with that one. It wasn't quite over yet, but we managed to grit our teeth and grind out that position. Back into 9th as we start the drive onto the start-finish straight. Good racing. Creeping back closer to these guys now. As the Audi gets a tiny bit out of shape. Has to correct himself to get his line back. Oh, and I drift out really wide. He went wide, I went wider. If Bergman made the corner okay, he's going to have a lot more top speed than me, so I reckon he's going to close in. He is, you know. Oh, and close him right into the back of me there. I don't know whether he was just wanted to let me know that he was there, but he certainly did that. Thankfully, it didn't cause a spin, but that was quite a hefty contact. And yes, we watch the replay. Both me and the Audi mess up our exits. You can get on the gas just a little bit too early. We both went wide. Watch Bergman and the other BMW behind. He's going to close in. And now he closes right in. And there's the contact. Got no idea whether that was deliberate or whether he just got caught out by the draft and misjudged it a bit, but thankfully no harm done. Bobert and Tomazic having an almighty battle in front of me. I really need to get as close as possible to them, because if a mistake's going to be made, could give me 1 or 2 positions back. And they're side by side as we power down this long straight flat out in 6th gear. They're still side by side. Looks like Bobert's got the inside line as they reach the left-hander. Is he going to make it stick? He drifts a bit wide. That takes out Tomazic as well. I'm going to go around the outside. Have I got the drive? No, he's not going to give me any space. I had to ease off on Bergman. Has snipped up the inside as well. Oh, Bergman made the right choice then. He went inside, I went outside. There was no room for me. And that's lost me 9th position again. Back to 10th. Right, let's stick with these guys. Oh, I've run a bit wide. Managed just to stay on the track. Let's stick with these guys. We need to try and get at least 1 position back. It's certainly possible. Anything can happen in this race. I've got a good drive on Bergman again. Is there room up the inside? Gonna have a sniff, but I thought better of it. This race is crazy, but I think that would have crossed the line if I tried an inside pass on that turn. Oh, and in all that, the car behind is getting closer as well. So never mind about looking at 9th. I might not even finish in the top 10 here. This is incredible stuff. Just lost a bit of drive on Bergman there as well. He's got half a second on me now. Right, let's go back and check out the replay of an incredible few corners of racing there. Starting with the battle between Bobert and Tomatic. And see, they were swapping paint all the way down that straight, and it was Tomatic who came off worst. I moved to the outside, and that was my mistake. I had 2 options, ease off or go onto the grass, so I had to ease off. Bergman, meanwhile, he went up the inside and managed to get the position back. Oh, Bergman runs a little bit wide there. Is that going to give me an opportunity up the inside? Not quite. It's a difficult place to pass. I know he passed me there a lap or 2 ago, but that was because I was on the verge of hitting the grass and had to ease off. But yeah, we're really close to this guy now. If there's a way around, I'm going to have to find it soon, because the clock is ticking down. I ran wide there. I've almost done that a couple of times. It was bound to happen sooner or later. I've got a slow down penalty. Hopefully I can use that up without losing too much distance. Yeah, we've got rid of that. That's good. We're still within half a second of Bergman. Don't quite know where I'm going to get round him. I've passed him at this turn before, but I suspect he'll be wise to it if I try it again. And he'll probably take a more defensive line. He's wide out of that turn again, but maintaining his pace. I suspect this is going to be the last lap. We had the pace for so much better than 10th place. But it looks like we might have to settle for it. Thanks to that start. Just beginning to lose a bit of time on Bergman now. He's almost a second clear. And I've got another BMW in my rear view mirror. He's within half a second now, so that's worrying. I might not even finish in the top 10. This race has been intense. Yeah, the BMW's right behind me now. So I might have to give up on 9th and just protect this 10th place if I can. Oh, and a yellow flag out. Has someone lost it? Yeah, there's someone in the gravel. I don't know who it was, but we have gained 9th position. So all of a sudden, that top 10 finish is looking a lot safer. But let's try and get as close as we can to Bergman, just in case there's any slip-ups. We've lost Sal back behind. He's more than a second back now. So I don't think we have to worry about him for this final half a lap. Instead, I could concentrate on Bergman, but we're certainly not close enough to think about making a move here. But just in case he makes a mess of the exit, we want to be close by. He's run wide, but again, it's a safe line to do. You can keep your speed. And the checkered flag is out, and yeah, we are going to finish 9th. Because I can't see any mistakes being made in this corner, and there aren't any. So yeah, a race that promised so much from 5th on the grid. I'm slightly disappointed to be down in 9th. But I'm not disappointed with the race itself. It was incredibly exciting. That's one of the most enjoyable races I think I've had on RaceRoom. Really intense. And in the end, we were lucky even to get that 9th place, and this is the reason we got it. We're watching Leisner, and he must have been in about 5th or 6th position because he's way ahead of us. And yeah, just loses it on his own. And how frustrating is that on the last lap to crash out of a top 6 position. And unfortunately, one of the back markers got caught up in it as well as he tried to rejoin. So a pretty disappointing end all round for Leisner. So let's see what it means for our ratings. And yeah, we're still down below 1600. I actually did this race earlier and crashed out big time and got terminal engine damage. So I spent the last 5 laps in the pits, finished dead last. And that took a hefty chunk out of my rating. But we've clawed back about 15 points there. But again, it should have been so much more. I really had the pace to compete for top 5. As we move on to the winners, Jack Roy in the Class A. Like I say, he was the only driver in that class. And Class B winner, McConin, fastest lap of 2:04.8. So again, only about a second faster than me. But let's look at the positives. I'm disappointed with a 9th place finish, and that's a positive in itself because just 3 or 4 weeks ago, I would have been ecstatic with a 9th place finish. So the fact that I'm disappointed with it now just goes to show what good progress I've been making. And now I'm more comfortable with the BMW 2, so that will be my car of choice for this week's endurance. Stay tuned for that one, and happy racing, guys. Cheers.